Who had our back? Who been fighting with us? And every time we did fight, they made it look like we were being thugs and bullies and tearing up the place. But that wasn't us. Right. It was people added to the supposed to be the cause, you know? So yeah, set this one out. Let them go ahead and do what they gonna do. They go either tear it up, they go either they're not gonna get arrested. They probably gonna slap them on the wrist, tell them to go home because they not us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, because I think everybody from that January 6th, then they all get parted. Everybody?
Yes, they did.
They got parted.
So everybody got parted. Okay. Yeah. So why should we come and help anybody do anything when we're always made to be the bad person? That's my thoughts though.
What's up everybody? Hope you all doing well wherever you are. Now in our today's episode, we are going to be talking about why black people have gone silent and why their silence is a threat to the white people. Now what happens when the people you usually depend on or the person you usually depend on goes silent? Now this is a threat to the white folks because they don't know why the black folks have made this decision. You know, black people are no longer participating in protests. They are no longer showing up in those marches, and yeah, they have chosen to, to rest. They have chosen to have peace after many years of protesting, after many years of marching, after many years of fighting. Now they have chosen to be silent and have peace. Now I want us to go through these clips together, and I'll be right back with more commentary. Every stitch and every clip you see in this video, credit goes to the original creator of the videos. I'll be right back.
Where are you guys? Why are we alone? We support everything when it comes to you guys. We are always there for you. And this is why we Latinos are just different.
Very different, because 60% of black folks will never vote against their own community. And don't you see how one moment had you sitting here rubbing your hair talking about we so different? No, you're not. And now you're just realizing you're not different. You're a nigga with a silk press. What's happening with Latinos is horrible, but there are a few things that we need to point out. First, black people stood 10 toes down for you. We put our hand out for you. And more than half of your community said nope and closed the door on their own people because they thought they had safe citizenship in this country. Porque este malditos es unos lambonos para este país. And they did not care what happened to the rest of their community. And for two, the same people that voted against you are now quiet, standing next to you marching, talking about we're family. Black people know a scam when we see it. And we know the same people that voted against you, they're still in that crowd. And Latinos are finding time to make videos saying, black people, what's going on? Other people, what's going on? And they're not addressing that more than 60% of their community voted against them and closed the door on their own people. And now that white folks turned on them, they're acting like they had no clue. That is terrifying to have in your community. Before you enlist any help, one thing. Primero, busca los lambones en su comunidad. You need to look for the lambonos in your community first. Because I don't know who they are, but you got a bunch of traitors marching next to you. So you need to start to question people. Because as vocal as they were on turning on everybody else, they need to be vocal right now. And I want to see more videos about that.
With everything going on right now, especially in America, there's a lot of civil unrest. It's almost to the point where it's like a boiling point, where it's about to pop, where it's about to burst. Everyone is having civil unrest. It's like it's teetering onto something, but we don't know what it is yet, right? Everybody keeps saying, how could they do this? Why isn't anybody stopping anything? Like, what's going on? There was a black woman that said, and I quote, the reason why nobody is throwing the first stone is because they're waiting for black people to throw it first.
Back in 2013, I was helping this young lady with her master's level course. I forgot exactly what she was going for, but I was helping her with criminology. She was paying me to do her papers. She got no less than B's, and professors are smart. They can tell if you write them. I had to throw some mistakes in there. Anyway, I ran across literature and some studies that pretty much recognized, if I could just put put it in a nice little nutshell that the black man is the original archetype for what the criminal is in the United States. Think about how the black male body has been thrown around the criminal justice system for so long. And obviously, as we know, that is also followed up by the black woman. The aggressive black man is followed by the hostile or angry black woman. And historically, we have been the scapegoat for all things coming down to punitive actions. Glaring example that I know everybody can relate to, the war on drugs. So how does this relate to what we're talking about right now? Well, a couple of ways. Number one, it gives the existing government a clear conscience about enacting martial law. It's par for the course to enact with force and aggression and violence when black people do something that's out of pocket. Again, we've seen this historically, even if it was civil disobedience. Look at Jim Crow and the Civil Rights Movement. I mean, again, seriously, look at the war on drugs and how many laws were changed and how many statutes were created. But the second and most dangerous and sinister thing that we have to look out for on both sides is that we're still not looked at as Americans. Because if you really get down to it, them waiting on us to go out to the front lines is a clear-cut sign that we are not worth the crash out. And on a very personal, deep level, as far as the community is concerned, that hurts. This nation, your rights, your children's rights, everybody involved is getting wronged right now. We love nothing more than to go out there and fight for them. But knowing that y'all don't fight for our children, our women, our men, our institutions, our culture, knowing that you don't fight like we fight for you, absolutely not. That's why this time around, it has to be white people that push the button, all right? You're going to have to fight for Americans, and Americans includes black people, Hispanic people, Asian and Pacific Islander. White people are going to have to be the ones that free themselves from whiteness. And that's just the end of the story.
So one of my coworkers asked me, Asia, are you gonna be out there tomorrow? Talking about for the protest. I said, no ma'am, I won't. I won't, but I support, I love. And she was like, why not? And I was like, see, here's the thing. My protest has to look different because once black people show up to a protest, it becomes a riot. And it was like watching her do American math in real time. Because she was like, well, it's not going to be a riot. But I said, when black people are involved, it goes from a simple protest to a riot that must be stopped. She was, I could see the wheels turning. And she was like, oh my God, you're right. Somebody's got to say something. I said, yeah, we have tried. The somebody has to be someone else. And in my head, I was like, yeah, I know. So I won't be there, but I'm totally for you. Enjoy.
I made a video talking about the problems with Gen Z not being involved in the protests that happened. And in addition to that, it's especially worrying because of this trend of Gen Z being more conservative than millennials. And in response to that, I got a couple of comments along these lines referring to the fact that black women mostly didn't show up to the protests, but they did so mostly for their own safety. And the thing that I have to say about that is, first of all, I completely understand why they didn't physically show up to the protests. No, they shouldn't have to. But I want to be so absolutely clear with everyone that just because black women were not at the protests does not mean that they weren't involved. Because my friend and I are both comment on political topics like this, and we live streamed the entire protests. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that the majority of people watching and commenting on those protest videos were black women. The black women that didn't go to the protests for, mind you, safety reasons, because police tend to treat people who are protesting while you're being a person of color much differently. Black women still stayed informed, stayed engaged, and showed support and solidarity with the people who were out there protesting. So I hope that clears some things up. The issue on Gen Z not being as progressive as millennials and not showing up, I kind of view that as a separate issue. And if you are a black woman, yeah, that doesn't apply to you for not showing up. But I do think that it's still something that we should all be more aware of, that Gen Z is more conservative than millennials are.
So yesterday, Bernie Sanders held a rally a May Day rally in Philadelphia. It was a rally for workers, migrant workers, for immigrants, basically anybody who was against the administration and Trump, right? Amongst the thousands of people that were there in protest, thousands of white people, by the way. Thousands of white people, by the way, right? There were about 70 people arrested. Guess what? Majority of those people that were arrested were the few black people who were out there. Although I have personally stressed time and time again, please do not go out into the roads, don't go in the streets, do not protest, because I have a feeling you will be sought after. Although I have preached this multiple times on my platform, there's still some of us who feel passionately enough and want to go out there. And so they did. And because of that, they were arrested.
Aaron, a lot going on behind you.
Yeah, a lot going on, Fred, right now.
Do you think that
Things kind of took a little bit of a turn.
was a coincidence?
Some of the protesters got a warning twice
Who
to
you see
vacate so they can
is
open
being
up
walked
Broad
through
and Vine. And you
in
can see
zip
some are now
ties.
being put in zip ties and being led away over to a bus that's over there.
There's another arrest.
What's going on right now?
That's not the same lady.
Do you have anything to say? No?
Solidarity.
Is it worth it to make a stand like this?
Solidarity forever.
The reporter asked her, was it worth making a stance like this? And her response was solidarity forever. Where are the white allies? Where are they? Why weren't they shielding her? Why did y'all let her get them? Not even just her. Why did y'all let them get arrested so easily? Why wasn't any commotion being made? Where's the solidarity? Where is it? And this is why I don't want any of my people, I don't want anybody who is of color going out there. I don't want you out there. I don't want you out there because we will say solidarity. We will ask for peace. We will ask for union. But then when we expect for it to be returned, crickets. Fucking crickets. And don't tell me, oh, why you gotta make everything about race. That crowd was filled with thousands of white people. Thousands of white people. Yet they managed to find 2 black women to put in zip ties and to parade in front of the reporters and the cameras. Stop playing in my face.
Yes, welcome back, guys. And the silence of the black people is a threat to the white people because white people are used to black people being at the front line of the protest. They are used to the black people being at the front line of the marches. And now it's a threat because they don't know why the black folks have made this decision. Now, for the longest period of time, black people have been, fighting, they have been protesting, they have been doing everything, but they have realized that they have been, minding about the other people a lot, forgetting themselves. And now they have remembered that it is their time to love themselves. And that's why they have chosen to go silent. They have chosen to have peace. Everything, every video that is made in the social media to make the black folks angry, everything that is made in the social media, to criticize the black people are no longer, they are no longer giving back. They are no longer, minding about anything, but they have chosen peace. In fact, they are only making videos, laughing, celebrating, because for the longest period of time they have been fighting, they have been doing everything, but now they are resting. Every time black people came out in protest, fighting for their rights, nobody had their back, and yes, from the video there is this guy who's saying that every time black people came out in those protests, other groups of people were included. And because black people were mistaken to be, not only being mistaken, but black people were taken to be thugs, they were taken to be bullies. And there is other groups of people who are being included to the black people. so that it can be said that it is the black people who are, who are causing the chaos. Yeah, but all in all, black people finally have won it, because right now the white people, they don't know the decision. They don't know why black people have gone silent. And these white folks, they may think that they have won, but bear with me, trust me that the silence of the black people does not mean that they have lost it. It does not mean that they have been defeated. It's only that they have gone, yes, silent after all that period of fighting, of bleeding, of losing their lives. Yeah, so guys, I would like to know what is your take on this down in the comment section. Yeah, so make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to those who have not yet subscribed to the channel. Yeah, so guys, until the next episode, for now, goodbye.